All right.
All right. So good afternoon. First off, I'm going to need to apologize because we're not going to let you get comfortable, because you are actually the main actor in our play. As it turns out, you're the passenger in a car, in a group of 3 cars, taking an overnight trip to a wedding. You awake in the middle of the night, and you found the driver's passed out. He's fallen asleep. You need to react. You have one of 4 choices you can make. Now, you may not be able to react. You might have just frozen, in which case your car slams in the car in front of you. You may react by pulling up the parking brake, in which case the car behind you slams into your car. You may immediately shake the driver, who wakes, overcompensates, and steers into the opposite lane. Or you may have just realized, whichever way you go, there's going to be an accident. So you sacrifice yourself by steering off the road. Pausing there for a moment, I'd like to ask the audience what their reaction would be if they had to make an immediate one. And I'd like you to group yourselves based on that decision. 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'll give you a moment to do that. Now I'd like to talk to each of the groups about the consequences of your action. For those of you that chose the first choice, hitting the car in front of you, I'd like you to know about the lives you've impacted and the consequences of that choice.
I wish that driver had been more alert. We had so much more left to do.
So many terminally ill children will not get their second chance at life, as we were medical pioneers, taking only the cases that others in our profession had written off.
Yes, add to that an 89% survival rate at 100 patients per year.
That equates to 2,225 children over the next 25 years.
That will not become adults.
Whose stories end with ours in this fatal car crash.
Legacy shattered.
Those of you that chose choice 2, you pulled the parking brake. The car behind you slammed into you. This car contains the 16-year-old daughters of those doctors.
Can you believe this is our first road trip together?
If you say so. Our famous doctor fathers are in 2 cars in front of us, so I don't know. Do you think there'll be some cute boys at the wedding?
I don't know. I'm just excited about receiving a brand new car for my 16th birthday.
Well, I guess you are. I can't wait to start college next year. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I just got a text from Daquan.
I can't. I'm driving.
We just slammed into the car in front of us. We both have died.
Those of you that chose choice 3, you woke the driver who veered into oncoming traffic. Oncoming traffic was a school bus. Here's the consequences of your action.
My name is Desmond Umahude. I have been in this country for 5 years, driving this bus for 3 to provide for my family. Your choice has taken a father away from his daughters, a husband away from his wife, and the sole breadwinner away from my extended family. You have also taken the lives of 7 children. I will allow one to share with you now.
My name is Raekwon Lil Ray Johnson. I'm a 5th grader and one of the 7 students killed on the bus as a result of your choice. I'm the only child, and my mother and father thinks the world of me. They had high hopes for my future and started a college fund a few years back. They will be devastated and heartbroken to hear my death.
And for those of you that chose choice 4, you realized one of these things was a possibility, and you've taken your car and steered it off the road directly into a set of trees. As it turns out, you have a 50-50 chance of survival. I'd like one of you in this group to flip this coin and call out the air. If you call correctly, you've survived. Heads. What did you flip?
Tails.
You've both been killed. Knowing what you now know, I'd like to give you guys the option to change groups. Take a moment and decide A, B, C, or D. You can now take a moment to move.
And then, in summary, one of the things that we want you to just think about while you're in the groups and you're kind of contemplating the decisions you made, thinking about the general ethical perspectives that relate to these decisions. And the three that we want you to really think about are the utilitarianism perspective, which is the premise that ethical choices are made on their consequences. So people think about what the outcomes are before they make a decision. And then Kant's categorical imperative, whereas you're doing what's morally right no matter what the consequences. So depending on what your morals are is going to influence your decision on what you think the right choice was. And then you're also thinking about, would you want everybody else to make the same decision that you made? Or the altruistic ethical principle, which is your actions should be designed to help others no matter what the cost. So perhaps the people that decided to sacrifice themselves by swerving into the tree might be coming from an altruistic perspective. So just think about those ethical perspectives and as they relate to these consequences. Feel free to discuss or ask questions. And then the last two questions. Why did those of you that changed your mind do so? So if you chose one option in the first instance before you knew the outcomes, did you change your mind now that you know what was in each car? If so, why is that? And knowing what you know about the passengers, whose life do you value most and why? Thank you. Thank you. All right, that's it.
Glad we had this dry run because y'all got out of character and made me chuckle.
I know. I'm thinking about getting away from that just being a joke or a
Middle of the road, copy, Damon.
Yeah, I mean,